Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Feel Good Factor. I'm Susmita Veganosaurus and I'm so glad you're here today. If you like this podcast, then you're going to love my newsletter, The Feel Good Tribe. Go to my website, veganosaurus.com/newsletter and sign up. A couple of years ago, when I read Oliver Burkeman's book, 4,000 Weeks, it blew my mind. It completely changed the way I saw a lot of things, the way I worked, my views on productivity, creativity, all of it. I liked the book so much that I read it twice. Well, I listened to it once in the audiobook version, then I got an ebook and read it. And as I read it, I kept, making highlights and all that. Oh my God. And I would not shut up about that book. Everybody I would speak to, I'd ask them, oh, have you read 4,000 Weeks? It's so good. Read it, read it, read it. I'd write about it in my newsletter. I spoke about it here on the podcast, and a lot of in person recommendation happened too. I was very, very excited for the whole world to read that book because a lot of what he shares is so meaningful. Soon, his next book is coming out. It's called Meditation for Mortals, and of course, needless to say, I am very excited to read it. So, he shared on his newsletter recently, he shared a preview. An audio preview of one chapter. He read out one chapter from that book and he shared it with all of us. As I listened to it, I was like, oh my God, cool. Because to be honest, I initially thought, hey, I've learned everything I can from this man from 4,000 Weeks. What else can be there in this new book that would blow my mind? Especially because I'm also a subscriber to his newsletter and I continuously read whatever he shares and, agree with most of it and whatnot. But this had a very, very good reminder, this chapter. It's about how when we want to do something, sometimes we become so involved in the planning, in the long-term goal of it, of moving ahead so fast and having a guarantee that it'll work, that finally we don't even do the thing that we are meant to do. We don't take that first step at all because we have immersed ourselves in the planning. Now look, obviously some amount of research, some amount of basic planning, foundational level planning and organization is important. It's good, it's useful for sure. Whether you're starting a new project, building a course, creating a new product or service for your business, a new marketing campaign, anything, right? In your life, in your creativity, anything. Yes, some planning is important. But often we think, okay, I'm going to become this person who creates this or who has this brand new habit and I'll be this type of a person. And you're thinking so much on those terms that you don't actually start doing what you need to do for it. So I asked myself, I'm like, okay, what areas of my life have I, kind of stopped myself from doing something because I got too caught up in the thinking of it, the analysis of it, the initial thinking and analysis, and then dropped it. And also, I asked myself, where have I just closed my eyes and just started doing something? Whether the end result would yield to whatever I wanted, whatever I had pictured in my mind, whether it's going to lead to that or not, what is going to come out of it. Without thinking of any of that, just start and take action, baby steps, one at a time. Where have I done that? And I compared the two, and I realized, like, oh my God, yeah, wherever I've just started off things, it's always paid off instead of thinking too much, because there I have procrastinated. For example, every Wednesday at 4 p.m. India time, I do a live Om chanting meditation session on Insight Timer. I started it a while back. I thought, okay, I'll do one session here, one session there. Let's see, how it feels. It was just a way to keep things simple instead of planning too many things and like, okay, I'll talk about this topic, we'll cover that topic in another session. Although I just didn't want to complicate it, I just wanted to do it. I just wanted to start it. So I said, okay, we'll just do 21 Om chants. But that turned out to be so good in terms of how I feel after the session, during the session, but also the reaction from people who join, the response I've been getting for that session. It's turned out so good, the simplicity of it, that I've just continued it every single Wednesday. Now I've been doing it for over 2 months. And it actually surprises me when I think of it. I'm like, oh, already 2 months are done since I started. This has been going for a long time. But it's just been going consistently. Every week I show up on Wednesday afternoon on live, start doing the session. And every week there are some people who will show up every single week. And sometimes there are new people coming in and out. Inside Timer Live has this option for anyone to join a live session while it's going on. So sometimes new, sometimes old, but it doesn't matter. Every single week, the session has been beautiful and powerful. When I started out, I didn't think of this as some kind of a plan. What am I going to get out of this? Where is this going to lead? What is the point of this? Nothing. I just felt called to do this. Something positive, bring this positive vibration, this resonance energy in the world. Anyway, I'm going to chant for myself. I might as well go live and chant with others. That's all. That was my thought, and I began it. And I can see the benefits of it. Just the feeling of it, how grounded and connected and calm I feel. And it's a beautiful midweek reset. By the way, if you would like to join also, just go to insidetimer.com/veganosaurus and you'll get to know about the next live event. It just happens every Wednesday. So you'll get to know, you can just join me. That's it. You just need the app, the free version of the app. You don't need to pay anything. It's just a free event. You can just join me. It's very, very, very powerful. So that's 4 p.m. Wednesday afternoon, India time. Anyway, so that's how the not thinking has paid off with the Inside Timer thing. But then there's this course I've been wanting to build. I wanted to create this mentoring program for vegan entrepreneurs. And I've had this idea for a long time. I've jotted down some, topics that I want to cover, all of that. But I've only been thinking, planning. Then I forget about it, put it off. Then I come back, think and plan again. And then I put it off. All because I've been too mired in the planning and the framework and the organization of it. So much so that I haven't actually started even working on the lessons. So when I listened to Oliver's thing, I was like, yeah, this is a great reminder. Because even if you know this, you still forget it. We all do. So we need really good reminders that about certain things like these habits that we fall back on, the overanalyzing and thinking and getting too much into our heads so that we don't actually physically take action. Then I remembered the fastest course I have ever created is this one thing which I created a couple of years ago called Harmonious Multi-Passionate Life. It's a course for people who have several interests, whether in terms of work, creativity, learning, whatever. They have several interests. How do you harmoniously live a life pursuing all of them, including all of them in your life, without it being overwhelming or without just starting, stopping? Just that's why, in harmony. And it's mainly for multi-passionate entrepreneurs and creators. How to decide, okay, what should be a business, what should be a hobby, what leads to what. And it's a month-long course, which is, there is pre-recorded content, plus there are weekly live calls, group coaching sessions that happen, small group coaching sessions. The reason I created that course super fast is because I didn't think too much. I had jotted down ideas for the lessons. Those flowed very well. And then I didn't think, okay, I'll record this first in this order, do this, nothing. I just picked one topic each and every day and recorded the lesson for it, a 10-minute or under long lesson, audio lesson. So I just picked a topic, recorded, picked a topic, recorded. So I simply took action without even knowing whether there's going to be an interest in this course, whether people will want it, whether it'll turn out great, how is the end result going to be. Nothing. It was a new idea for me to do this hybrid course of recording plus live class. I just worked on it. One step per day, little by little by little. And then I had all these, 21 recorded audio lessons all ready. And then I started loading it up into my academy and launched the course and said, okay, this is what it includes. Who wants to join? And I have run that. I have run 2 rounds of it, 2 harmonious, multi-passionate life rounds. And both rounds, people have loved it. Not a lot of students joined, but whoever did join have turned into long-term people in my circle. And it's so beautiful. All because I didn't overthink it. I just started. So I'm like, okay, sirs, if you could build that course so quickly in such a, just going ahead with it, why are you thinking so much for this other course that you want to build now? Why are you, hesitating so much? So that lesson was such a great reminder for me. So I thought, oh my God, I have to talk to all of you about it. First of all, if you haven't read 4,000 Weeks, please read it. And then, yes, look forward to Oliver Burkeman's new book also that's coming out. Obviously, whenever I read it, I'm going to come and tell you more about it because I know I'm going to learn so much more. Uh, and ask yourself 2 questions similar to how I asked myself. First question is, what is it that you want to do, what you've been planning to do, some project, some new habit. It could even be like a fitness habit or, learning something. It could be anything that you've been thinking, I want to start, but you haven't done it because of all the planning, overthinking, telling yourself, oh, I need to learn more, I need to understand more, I need this setup, that setup, build this, that, whatever. 100 things stopping you. What is it that you're thinking of, and what action can you take right now, this moment, to just start it and see tomorrow. If it continues, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Forget the end result, forget the long-term goal, just start it for the pure joy of starting it and experiencing it. And the second question to ask yourself is, what have I already done in a simple, uncomplicated, no overthinking way? What things in your life have you done already or continue to do? That way you'll have an example of how it actually works. So sit and contemplate a bit today and think, okay, what actions do I just take without worrying too much, without analysis, without anything? Just simply take the action without thinking of what the end result would be, where it's going to lead, how it's going to pay off, nothing. Just take action to do it for the sake of doing it. Where are you doing that? How do you feel? How does that make you feel? How is it working out for you? And then take that attitude and apply it to this new thing that you want to do and just begin. And of course, there's flexibility. You can always modify later as you learn things, as you understand. You can fine tune, tweak, make it little better, or make it work according to you. It's just you, your schedule, your life. You can make it work later the way you want it to. Sculpt it, but at least start it. Otherwise, nothing's going to happen. It's just going to be sitting there. All right, that's all I wanted to share today. Thank you so much for listening. I really look forward to talking to you again next week. Take care. Bye.